welcome to ausmericanaces. NRL edition is week 2 of the finals. I'm Renee Gardner and I'm joined by the usual motley crew in Aaron Woods and, of course, Ash Wicks. Welcome, lads.
Hello. We've got Ashy Boy in studio.
Oh, mate, unheard of these days.
Yeah. This is his week on. Someone's been sitting in my chair. Next week, I think I'm here, actually.
Oh,
jeez.
Thanks, Dal. When it all counts. And coming in all the way from Queensland, we've actually got Queensland weather down here, Tatey, just for you.
There you go, eh? Queensland, we infiltrate everywhere. Sydney's nearly Queensland anyway, isn't it, these days?
Dare you take that back immediately. Don't ever say that ever again, Tatey. No, this time of the year it's okay.
Yeah, this is all
but that's 6 weeks. You're not allowed to say stuff like that.
It's only 6 weeks.
Yeah.
No, we extend the love to you during this time of the year, Tatey. Amazing week of finals. It did not at all undeliver in all the promises of it being amazing rugby league in week 1. The season that we had was huge.
You had a go at me last week.
Oh, here we go.
Because every game I was like, how good is this? So this is a game. This is a game. And guys, what about the Sunday game?
Oh, that
yeah,
was
but what did you think of Warriors Panthers?
Because I thought that was a great game of footy as well.
It wasn't like on
You didn't
par
like the
with
control
others.
from Nathan Cleary.
No, I was on the War train. I really
Some of the
wanted
repeat
some
sets
wires
he got was phenomenal, mate.
I would say all the games except for that last one, which was a different kettle of fish.
Mate.
They were so close for so long of the game. There was, I don't know if you go back and have a look at the first 20 minutes of each game, there were nearly no points scored because they were just at each other. And that's what you want, right? You don't want the fast start and they get away with and run away with, and that's the end. It was like, it was engaging for the whole time. So,
Tatey, what was your game of the round?
Oh, mate, no doubt the Bronx Raiders. I mean, it did have everything. We're still talking about it, you know, all the radio stations everywhere you're listening, all the footy shows. So, mate, it was unbelievable. So, yeah, that was a pick for me.
Tatey, have you ever seen a better 30-minute performance from a player after they've been sin bin down, their team's down 28-12, and to come back like they did? Reece Walsh, take a bow.
Mate, he was unbelievable. Mate, just the amount of talent that he's got, like even his 40-20s, mate, like he's kicking them with ease and he's kicking them nearly at will at the moment. And the big turning points in the game. So, yeah, mate, he was on fire. It's going to be interesting to see what, Madge does if he brings Reynolds back and if that does change the way Reece has played because, the last 5 weeks with the halves partnering of Billy and Benny Hunt, it's certainly unlocked him and he's obviously taken a lot more responsibility on his shoulders, which he's thrived in. So, mate, going to be really interesting to see how that dynamic works when Reynolds comes back into the side, which we all expect him to.
Let's talk about Billy Walters really quick, the unsung hero of that team. I mean, the start of the year, his dad's not coaching, people going, he's going to have to prove himself. Yeah. They bring in Ben Hunt, not to necessarily replace him, but he's pretty much competing for a spot. And there's a few games the last 2 months where he's changed the game completely. What do you make of him?
Actually, he has, mate. You're right. Even when he was coming on at hooker in a lot of those games before he went to the halves, when he was coming on, he was adding a real energy and he was changing that momentum in the game for Brisbane. And then when he went to the halves, mate, he's almost unlocked Reece, I reckon, just the time and the calmness that he's given him. So he's going to be a really big loss. But for the Bronx, mate, the cavalry's coming. I think, Mam's back. Cobbo's been named again to be fit. I think Xavier Willison, who I've got a huge rap on, I think he's a genius. He's back, and Piakura's passed. He should be back for the prelim final. So, mate, they're as fit as they've been.
What about, so Walters has been reported to have had a minor tear in his ACL. Chances of him playing through this finals period?
I wouldn't imagine that. It'd be a huge risk. If he's partially torn that in the game, I reckon it'd be a huge risk to play him in the prelim final because he could do it at any stage. It'd have to be a fair bit of instability and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I don't think he'll play. I think they'll rush him in and get a reconstruction. But, as we said before, they've got plenty of options and the cavalry's coming for the Bronx. They're fit as.
So I reckon if he had played, he keeps his position at 5'8".
Surely. Now,
you mentioned Mam's back. Does Mam slot straight into the 6? Do we push Renault to half, Hunt to 9, or do we, what's your solution there, Tatey?
Oh, mate, look, I think if, Billy's obviously going to be out, I'd assume. So I think if Renault comes back in, I think Ezra comes back in and, you move either Benny Hunt to the bench or into that starting 9 role. So, mate, it's a great problem for Madge to have. I thought the halves for Brisbane on the weekend, outside of Billy Wilders, I thought he probably played the best out of him and Ben Hunt. So, yeah, mate, it's the big risk for Madge is they've got momentum, and when you bring new guys in, like Reno and that dynamic with Reece, mate, I just hope that Reece keeps the responsibility, keeps wanting to take the game by the scruff of the neck and playing the way he does. Because, mate, if he plays like that, they're a big chance of going to the grand final.
Now, no, it was in the papers and we've seen it online as well too. It's not the first headbutt that has happened throughout the season where there's been no suspension or a send-off for that matter as well too. But did you rate or hate the way it was dealt with Reece's headbutt on Hudson Young on the weekend?
I hated it. Like, I thought I don't think he deserved the suspension because all year it's been fine. So and it wasn't, we're not talking a malicious headbutt here. We're just talking he pushed his head into his face gently, I would say.
Oh, wow. You are such a Queenslander. It wasn't a malicious headbutt.
Look, I thought it was ordinary that Hudson got sent off. Like, I thought they got that wrong. But everything else, in my opinion, honestly, I think a fine's sufficient. He got 10, which he deserved. The only thing they got wrong was Hudson going to the bin.
What about the Carrigan one? I think Carrigan. I don't see too much wrong with the Carrigan one. I think he's been hard done by. Like, I agree. Like you, Walsh, fine. That's it. Hudson Young, no sin bin. Sin bin for Walsh. Happy days. But I'm still scratching my head a little bit at the Carrigan one. I thought I didn't see too much. I know with the Jack White one we seen a couple weeks ago, but to miss a prelim for a good shot, come on.
Yeah, but it's a
game. Woodsy, you got a bit of Queenslander in you or what?
It's so inconsistent. Like, we talked about what was that other headbutt they were talking about, Penrith.
Oh, Morgan Smithy.
Smithy, sorry.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, that was a shocker. But then we're talking about, like, who was it? Dylan Brown got 2 weeks for just brushing past a referee.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It's like, I get that they're not suspendable offences, but yeah, I mean, there's no malice in it, you said. There's no malice in Dylan Brown accidentally touching a referee, but
that's
where
Carrigan's let himself down because he's come flying out. They said it's reckless. But still, you want your middle forwards to have a bit of intimidation. You want them to come out and put some shots on, and I think it was a great shot.
Yeah.
Tatey?
Mate, yeah, I thought he would have got suspended just because of what they've done all year pretty much. Yeah. And any time there's a little bit of contact to the head and there's, some force, it's been getting suspended. But Woodsy's going to be a big loss, mate, I reckon, because he was outstanding. When Payne Haas got injured and he was a little bit quiet, mate, I thought Carrigan really picked up the slack, mate. I thought he was sensational. He's going to be a huge loss in that prelim.
I think Andrew Webster struck a good chord during the week as well too. He was on, I think he was on Fox. He said they're rubbing blokes out for multiple weeks for accidentally falling on the back of ankles and calling them a hip drop. Walsh headbutts someone, sticks his finger up at the crowd and he's good as gold, fair to play. Why are headbutts less significant when they're actually a form of aggression, whether you say it was malicious or not? You try and headbutt someone, you're actively being aggressive. Where some accidental hip drops, yes, they are dangerous. I mean, we had one last week where it wasn't deemed enough of an injury post, so they downgraded it in Nico Hines on Ronaldo. Where do you guys sit with this in terms of what, I guess, a grievance on the field categorises a week off?
Oh, honestly, who would know?
That's the best way to sum it up.
Yeah.
No one knows, and I don't think we'll ever get to a point where we all agree, but far out of the moment, like, it is pretty inconsistent across the board. Like, Ash, you bring up a good point. You accidentally brush past the ref, and I mean, it is accidental.
Flick.
And you get in 2 weeks, and, Reece provides a headbutt and gets nothing. So, mate, I don't even know.
It kind of feels like at the start of the year, they tried to do too much so that it's spiraled out of control, that they've got no control over their common sense, their consistency or anything. Like, I'm all for them suspending people if they need to be suspended, but it can't be so all over the place. Like,
don't you think it's funny how going in the semi-finals, it's completely changed? Like, it wasn't an intentional hip drop on Cameron Munster on Friday night, but it was exactly what we've seen all year. We've seen sin bins for those and we've seen suspensions. And because it's a semi-final, I think Adam G got the call from the bunker, no, get up and play the ball. Like, we just don't know where we're at. Like Tatey just said, like we don't understand it. Like
Yeah, Katoni Staggs, another good example, goes up for a high ball on a defender. He actually hits him in the head first in pursuit for the ball, but it's direct contact to the head. And you watch it as both players come down, he throws his arms down like that to force the impact. And they're like, play on. But earlier in the game, the same thing happened to an attacking player and they were like, penalty, right on the line. It's like, what? You can't make a decision.
Now, I want to ask, Ashley Klein is obviously the one who's made some of these decisions in the last couple of weeks. Do we think he should be refereeing the NRL Grand Final? Rate it or hate it?
I don't think he should be refereeing this weekend.
Tatey?
Yeah, I don't think he's the best ref in the comp. I definitely don't. I thought even the origins that he got, he was lucky to get those, I thought.
Who else is putting their
I think
hand
the
up to
two
do
best
it?
referees are Adam G and Grant Atkins. And it should be between those two. They handle the situation well. You see in the game on Friday night, Adam G, if he was a couple of times Melbourne players tried to stay down, he got up, made him play the ball, or just get someone else to play the ball. Grant Atkinson has a lot of authority on the field, and he blows a couple penalties early on the game, but he lets the players know where they're at.
And I think it's simple. Ashley Klein's out of form. If you're out of form, you're not getting picked, right? And like you make good points. Like you need to control the game, and it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say Ashley Klein's a bad referee. Not at all. But there's obviously some lack of confidence. We understand there's so many people in their ears. If he's out of form, then unfortunately you just need some time to come. You need to go back and work on your craft, like a football player would.
I just think the big moments, like that one with Hudson Young, we spoke about earlier. There's no way in the world he should have got sin binned, and it that could have really changed the game for Canberra massively.
Yeah, and did he do it to be like, I need to get control, send this guy off?
Yeah,
well, it just didn't work, did it?
Well, just put a bee in the bonnet of the Broncos, and did he turn it back on when he came back on the field. My next question is Raiders. I would love to see them in the GF, but leaking 16 points after being dominant in that first part of the game, are they grand final specialists or will they falter?
I don't, mate. I tell you what, the Sharkies are talking tough at the moment. Like they are talking up a big game. Like they're ready to roll. I've heard, Nico Hines, Ronaldo Militalo, even Toby Rudolph come out and basically say it's our time. We're sick of being, called easy beats in the semi-finals. Like we're going to own it. So they've got me a little bit worried, to be honest. I'm like starting to question whether the Raiders can get up and beat the Sharkies. So look, big challenge for Ricky. But they've been the best team all year, so you've got to trust that they'll bounce back. But I actually think this will be the best game I'm tipping. I reckon it's going to be a belter as well because both teams are going to be really desperate, and the Sharkies are talking tough.
I don't think a lot of teams would have been able to withstand that from Walshy, to be honest. I think you got to get over it quick for this week. And the Sharkies talking game already. I think could undo them.
I think Ricky's biggest challenge is emotionally getting his players up.
100%.
They won that game 3 times and they lost it 3 times. So to know you were that close to getting a week off, going into a prelim, like Brisbane would be so happy right now with the amount of bumps and bruises they've got. But to get away with that, they've got the week off now.
Yeah.
That'll really hurt the Raiders.
I know the week off is rest, but you told us the other week, and every other NRL player will tell us that you want to play every week. You just want to play.
You do, but I've heard some commentary around one of the greatest of all, Cameron Smith, come out and say he's been in every scenario, every situation, and he reckons the ones that have the week off, it does wonders for you.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I have to ask both of you guys, having played the highest level, huge minutes, what does a 90-minute game like that do to a player in terms of the emotion that you go through and then how you get back up from that, especially that week that follows in the training and preparing for the next game? Tatey, I'll go to you first.
Oh, you know what? I like it's not so much physical. Like it is. Like I know we're talking about another 10 minutes, but I mean, in the game, you're just in it. The adrenaline's running. You're trying to win the game. The big thing for them, like Woodsy just said, is the emotional side of it. Thinking you're going to get a week off and then having to get your head around coming back and play next week. But one thing I do know about Ricky is he's an emotional coach, and I think he's got the ability to play on the emotions of the players and get them up for it. It'll be backs against the wall, no doubt. He's a master at that, Ricky, and I think he's done it all year. I think he'll pull the right reins to get him up for it, but yeah, it's not so much the physical side of it. They'll recover all week. It's just going to be the disappointment and getting over that and getting yourself up ready to go again.
Yeah, I think Tate's right. Like, it's the mental side of the game. Like, knowing that you could have won it, but then you lost it so many times. It's not about the training loads this week. It's about getting the head right. Knowing. But the one thing in Canberra, it's a home semi for them. Like, they're back home, and you know what? I was thinking about a shorter turnaround probably wouldn't be too bad for them, because you're hurting after these losses, and sometimes the first thing you want to do is just get back on the paddock straight away.
Yeah.
So to be able to get out there, play this Saturday night, I think they will be stinging. And you're coming up against a Sharks side who are pretty confident at the moment. Like they're like Tatey said, a couple of their players have come out have been quite outspoken at the moment. Yeah. So it's a good time for both these sides to clash.
I love how the Sharks are coming out saying we're sick of being called the underdog, but
great.
We secretly love it. And I know you do, Woodsy. You're saying you're frothing on it. The Doggies, obviously, with so many changes, particularly when they were flying mid-season and dropped Sexton, Galvin's in. Now Sexton we saw come out and have an absolute blinder on the weekend. What do you make of the Doggies, and can they go all the way?
Well, no, I don't think they can. I'm really interested to see whether Crichton plays this week or not.
Oh, yeah.
And if he does, like, Burton looked unreal in the centres. I thought he played, like, he was a handful in the centres last week. I'd throw one at you. If I was Seraldo and Stephen Crichton was fit, I reckon I'd nearly play him in the one jersey and keep the back line the way it is, because I think they've struggled for points. Their attack's been a little bit clunky, and he's world class wherever he plays. I reckon I'd nearly be looking at leaving Burton in the centres and putting Crichton back to fullback and running with that. I don't think they will do that, but I thought Burton in the centres he was outstanding.
Oh, he's an out-and-out centre for sure. You got Dalian Centre of the Year. He's one of those players, I think he's more of that mindset of running. When he's in that run mindset, he's so hard to stop, and he's not a big passer of the ball, and I don't think he's got that brain where he's like trying to sort of cues what he's looking at in the field. I think he just plays what's in front of him, you know?
Yeah, there was a game earlier this year where he played centre. I think he filled in midway through the game, and all of a sudden he was unlocked and they couldn't tackle him, and he was running down that side and no one could stop him. And then the next week they just put him back at 6, and it was like...
But one thing I did like, Bart, I think Sexton straightened them up when he got in the field. And, you know, Lockie Galvin, he sort of, if he runs out of options, he just drifts across field and tries to look for someone to come under or try to run around. You've got to generate that ruck speed. Then you play nice and direct. You hold up defenders. And that's how Kickout come up with that try to flick to Sexton. And I think the combination of Sexton and Galvin is going to be a lot better.
Even naming Kickout on he's refusing to go for scans. Like, how stupid and how tough. Like, both double-edged sword there, right?
Yeah, it's proper old school, that is. I remember Webby broke his thumb once, and he refused to go and get it X-rayed, but it was dead set broken. So it's a bit of a throwback. I reckon it's like, at the end of the day, it shows how much it means to them and how desperate they are at this time of year. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's a bit of a throwback to the old school.
Well, we all talk about team first mentality.
Yeah,
that's team first, man.
This is true. Cleary, he seems to really fall into his own when the headgear's off, doesn't he?
Mate, he is something else. And, you know, when you're talking about players at this time of year that know how to get the job done, like the Panthers are just this, like, specialists at this time of year. Cleary's playing great footy. Mitch Kenny looks like he'll be back. He's named on an extended bench, which I think is a massive inclusion for the Panthers. They look so much better when he's there, in my opinion. But yeah, look, I can't. I think they'll win this week, and I think we'll see a Broncos Panthers prelim final at Suncorp on a Sunday, which is a joke, by the way, being a Sunday game. Let's not get down that rabbit hole.
Tell us your thoughts on that, Tatey.
Talk about it. Get it off your chest.
Mate, I am filthy. If I was the Panthers or the Broncos and I'm playing a prelim final on a Sunday and the game before me has 2 days run-in, extra recovery, I would be blowing up Deluxe, mate. That is a joke. It's a massive advantage going into grand final week, having an extra 2 days. It's I can't even fathom how they've put it on a Sunday afternoon. It's ridiculous.
I think if you're the Broncos and you played Friday night, you'd love it because Payne Haas gets an extra couple of days if they go through. Now he gets 2 less days compared to the Friday night one. And, every day adds up in the lead up, the recovery. If you got your bumps and bruises like Tatey said. And it's I know the AFL Grand Final is during the Arvo, but why not play it Saturday night?
Well, what did Vlandis call it? Not AFL, it was FLA. He called it the FLA.
FLA.
Yeah.
For that poodle that poodle that's going to be singing the song. Is that right?
Yeah, the poodle, Snoop Doggy. Snoop Doggy Dog.
Have we ever had this situation? We have an NRL Grand Final every year. What's different now?
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand.
But we did it last year. That we played the prelim in Melbourne on the Friday night. And the
Yeah,
Saturday afternoon
okay.
we played the prelim final as well. I don't get why we've made a decision to move it this year.
Is it because the game's down there? Is that right? No.
That's what I thought, because
The
I looked
game
at the
last year was in
stadiums.
Melbourne on
Yeah.
Friday night, and the game this year's in Melbourne on Friday night.
No excuses.
I can't and even the grand final for the AFL, it finishes early, so
That's it.
the NRL comes on later. Not only like the
wise.
recovery
Yeah, I
in
was
2
gonna
days.
say-
Well, Tatey, our man's show debuts on Saturday night.
Oh,
7:30.
sorry, Ash. Yeah, maybe we
how
just
dare
leave it.
you? I'm trying to
be
feed my
fair, it
kids
would
over
be-
here, Tatey.
That's actually the reason why there's no footy on, because Ash is going to be on Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise.
Channel 7, straight after the AFL Grand Final, you're going to see this mug.
Mate, you know what? Even if that NRL did come on, I wouldn't change it off 7 for you, Ash.
There he is. There he is.
On your Tatey.
Tatey, your pick for the Dally M.
Oh, I reckon Teddy's got it hands down by a country mile. I reckon Daylight is second. He has been outstanding all year. Far out, he's been good.
Boys, you agree on that
I
one?
can't go past Tedesco. Wow.
I think he deserves it.
Yep.
He's had at the start of the year, losing all these senior players, got a bunch of young pups around him. It's reignited him. Because he didn't have a great year last year, let's be honest.
He's a big chance of getting in the Aussie squad for the Ashes tour as well.
And then we're talking about them not even making the 8 at the start of the year. And then he's been key for that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
What a year.
I'll be there, actually.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Are you going to be there, Tatey?
No, I didn't get an invite, which is
Well,
filthy. To be honest. So
I'm just doing the
sorry
club, but I'm
about it.
actually not
The
staying.
Weasel gets it anywhere.
I'm not staying, as far as we know.
Yeah, I shan't be going. And what style of play is going to win the grand final?
I reckon this season and semi-finals has tossed up some good games and some twists and turns. I reckon it'll be a dramatic grand final if we do get one. Like there'll be something happen that there'll be twists and turns. I reckon the next couple of weeks is going to be unreal. Like it really is. I think we saw on the weekend the quality of the footy. We've got 4 desperate teams again this weekend. I think the grand final this year will be a decent scoring game. I think we'll see a 34-26 sort of a type of game. I reckon that's my tip.
Bold. And who's going to be in it?
It's either the Panthers or Broncos versus Storm.
Oh, so
Fair call.
Panthers there regardless.
Yeah.
I think so too. All right, Tatey, we'll drop you off on that one. Thank you very much for joining us.
Peace out, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Tatey.
Yeah, mate.
Boy. Okay, well, that was words of wisdom. Covered basically everything from review in kicking off into the preview. But I mean, Ash, it's just not a show without your review, previews, and highs and lows.
Yeah, I sort of touched on it a little bit. I thought like the first 3 games, just the first 20 minutes was like,
So good, man.
Yeah.
usually you can gauge what's going to happen, sort of. And I'm like, especially when I watched it with a 6-year-old who's got really limited patience and wants to see points. He wasn't very happy. But for me, I was like, it was good to see a bit more ticker from all the teams, like that first 20 minutes. And then it was like, okay, well, who's prepared better? Who's gonna come? And the last 10 minutes really decided every game, even that last one, which we all thought, oh well, this is over. When Ethan Strange went over, Ethan Strange it was who went over, and we all thought, pack her up, boys.
Yeah. Everyone thought that.
But
100%.
yeah, so like for highs and lows, it was all that game really for me. It was the emotional whiplash across the board. I can't imagine if Manly was in it. Oh my God.
I know. I felt like I was so bought into the Raiders for that game. It was like I was watching State of Origin.
Yeah.
I was so devoed every time they were behind.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote it like they were New South Wales.
I was happy with both. Like when
Nah,
I was like, when
I hate the
Fogarty scored, I was like,
Broncos.
wow. I was like, yes. And then when Dozer kicked the field goal, I was like, wow.
Yeah, no, I was still excited for the theatre of it, but I was riding the Raiders.
enough.
And I didn't realise how passionate I was about them
Yeah.
until that game.
I was
Like
up
I
and
was
about.
yelling.
I was up and about.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know, but it was.
I was filthy. That was my last leg of my multi. I thought I was
Do you,
home and Fogarty scored.
do you know how many multis I got sent from people saying how, just missing it by the win? Because I backed you on that and I added KO weeks to it, and I'm like,
So you were home, nearly home.
I was home.
So close.
And I was like, damn. But anyway, it was definitely my high. My high was definitely, it was a spectacle of a game. Like
Yeah.
had absolutely everything. I felt, like people were saying it's the best game they've ever watched. I'm not going to say that it was because the refereeing wasn't at the level it needed to be. But the theatrics, the plays, the players themselves, the emotion, everything was there for it to be the game that you show someone who's never watched before, right?
Yeah.
But it was just a couple of referee calls there. I thought, you know, but yeah, it was nevertheless it was an absolute belter of a Sunday after. I wasn't ready for it.
No,
To be honest,
yeah, I was ready to
wasn't
wind
ready for the
down.
I found myself like usually after a Manly loss, I'm in bed and I'm like, what could have we done?
How could
better?
you not be ready for it?
I wasn't ready for that much emotion from me and how the journey it took me. The Sunday afternoon, I'm trying to wind down over here, guys, and all of a sudden I'm amped up. I'm yelling at the TV on a Sunday, and no one else knows why but me.
You know the worst thing was I was getting a couple of text messages from mates. You know when Fogarty missed that goal?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, he's just getting ready for Manly.
Mate,
Oh,
Nick, my
you
partner was
just
saying
leave
the
me
same
alone.
thing. He's like,
Leave him
goodbye,
alone.
goodbye. And I'm
He's
like, come on.
he's come a long way, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Fogarty? I think he played at Burleigh Bears.
Yep.
He played at the Seagulls, Tweed Breed represent. And then he went to the Titans and, sort of thrown around a little bit.
done a great
This
job,
year,
mate.
he's just
Great
come
job.
into his own. I'm so glad we signed him before he really hit form because we couldn't afford him otherwise.
What's your low?
Just the refereeing.
Yes, I love it. Love that.
It's right up your alley.
A leg up for Woodsy here. The refereeing. How was the refereeing, Woodsy?
Ashley Klein, no comment.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay out of this one.
I felt like, Canberra won that twice. The whistle was blown. They've gone back. Walsh is on the ground. The dramatics of it all. I was worked up on Sunday. I've calmed down a little bit now.
I wasn't going to have a drink on Sunday. Like, I had a pretty quiet weekend, didn't get on the drink. And then I ended up opening a bottle of red at, I think it was when they went into the first Golden Book. Because I was like, I can't do this.
I know. That's what it was like. I went and did the washing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, come back. I'm like, I'm outside looking at the TV. And April's like, just come back in. You're an adult. Come and watch it.
No, I'm not.
It was phenomenal at the dramatics of it all. So yeah, it was hard to.
Even I felt sorry for Zach Hosking. Charged the ball down, but then made contact with Walsh. It is a penalty.
Yeah.
And then when you get a penalty from a drop kick, you get to take it from 10 metres in front.
That's the part
A lot of
that
people
just
didn't
blew
understand
my-
that rule.
I didn't either.
It's been a rule in the game for a long time.
I watched a Darren Lockyer kick a penalty goal at Suncorp right in front, and he missed. Really? Yeah. What year was that?
I don't know, 'cause
man,
I don't remember
Must have
it.
been a while ago.
Yeah.
Was it an Origin or something? I don't know, but it was right in front, and I'm thinking,
We're a chance.
come on.
Let it be
But
this.
yeah, I mean, Reece Walsh, he started the game so strong.
Yep.
He kicked that 40-20. He set up that try. He set up the first try. He started so strong. I thought they wouldn't have been in that position if it wasn't for the first call, which was the Raiders playing the ball off the ground.
Starling.
Katoni Staggs did that in extra time blatantly, and he was caught off balance by a runner and used the ball to get balance back. His leg was even in the air like he was doing yoga.
I think you were right, especially the one.
And they said play on.
Especially that kick across field where he makes contact in the last minute or 2 minutes of the game. It's when the pressure's on the line, you see them take the pee out of the whistle.
Yeah, and I after I've calmed down, I thought that. But I thought Walsh Walsh had to come back out and have that performance, because if he didn't, it's like mate, you started so well, you let your emotions get the better of you, and that's the immaturity. But he went, obviously got a spray, had a bit of toilet water, came straight back out, and absolutely put on a clinic of rugby league.
You got to feel for Hudson Young, but to get 10 in the bin for that.
that was a joke.
Mate, Ronaldo
was a
Mulatalo
joke.
should be suspended. Should be 10 in the bin every week.
But
Yeah.
Reece would have been gone.
I thought-
not Reece Walsh, Reece Mahoney.
Yeah.
Like that's his niggle. He's a Reed.
thought
Sorry,
Joseph Tarpany handled it really well. The conversation with the referee at the time, he was like, "Mate, we can celebrate wins."
yeah.
Yeah.
All he's doing is going, "Yeah, like there's."
But imagine if they did that to every niggler in the game.
That's what I'm
Jimmy
saying.
Maloney would never have finished a game.
Oh, my
Mate,
goodness.
most players wouldn't have.
No.
Mick Innes would never have.
It's
Mate.
sort of like, that's the thing where we talk about where Ashley Klein is out of form.
He lost
Yeah.
control. He lost control.
And that's it. He tried to, his knee-jerk reaction was to get rid of the blokes to regain control, but it made it worse.
But the similar thing happened in Origin. He come out and had a shocker in game 1, and the NRL said, "We're going to stick by him." Game 2 was horrendous again, and yeah.
Yeah, I thought like it took the momentum out of Hudson Young's game because he was having a blinder.
He
He
was
scored a
Well,
try.
he's not going to change what
I
he's
think
doing.
Ben Hunt made 12 missed tackles because of Hudson Young. Like Hudson Young was unbelievable on that edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hunt looked lost for a lot of that game. He looked very lost.
It's
His
one of those
kicking game
games
was
where it's
dreadful.
That one moment just changed everything. Like if they don't kick that winning field goal and Fogarty scored, I think Hunt comes under a lot of scrutiny.
He's not playing this week. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, well, that's what they say. You're always as good as your last game.
yeah.
so
He was
that's all you
like,
remember.
just looked lost.
Well, for me, Hunt is not an organised. He's not a general 7. Hunt is a really good player with off the cuff type of things. That's why I reckon Billy Walters has been phenomenal for that side. He would have been the 6. He would have had Renault at 7, just directing, steering the traffic. And I think Hunt's best position is hooker, where he doesn't have to make so many decisions. He just listens to the key playmakers that want the ball and just get the ball to those people in the right time. He's a great defender. And in the middle of the field, he's got that kicking game as well that is so unpredictable. I really think that's what would happen. And to be honest, I think he still might play 9.
yeah.
I think they'll bring Ezra Mam at 5'8".
Yeah, I feel for Billy Walters, eh?
Oh, mate. He's been, as you, I think you called it earlier in the show, unsung hero.
Yeah.
Such a lovely bloke too, and and what you watch the
He's just a
story
competitor.
arc.
He's a footballer.
You watch the story arc of the coach's son. The coach gets the chop, and it's like he's thinking, all right, I've got to go in next year, put my best foot forward, play my best footy to keep my position, because you're always going to be looked at as the coach's son in that position, and he did exactly that. And I don't think there's a lot of coach's son, Flanagan, that could do the exact same thing and come out and have arguably been one of their best.
Yeah.
So, and now injured, it sucks. So
Yeah.
I hopefully he gets back on the field, but it's not likely.
I know, horrible time of the year to get it done. I feel like it's been the Raiders Broncos show for most of this one, but deservedly so, because it was an absolute belter. And they go again this weekend. They've got some good games on it, although there's only 2, which is very depressing.
It is depressing, but NRLW on still?
NRLW.
Well, I know there's NRLW, but I'm just saying there's only 2.
It's the semis for NRLW as well.
Yes, it is. It's all very
Yeah, so
exciting.
it goes quick this
They're
season, doesn't it?
finally awarding the girls a preliminary. I can't say that word.
Preliminary.
Yes.
Just
finally.
shorten it like me because I can't say it.
Yeah, I'm just going to say preliminary.
The game before the GF.
Yeah.
So did they? Yeah, they didn't use
They
it.
finally get a shield. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
even
no,
say shield. What is wrong with me
It was
today?
normally just first verse 4th, second verse 3rd, going to GF.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Only because there was a smaller number of teams. But let's jump into the Would You Back It? We kick off the first one, Raiders versus Sharks. And Ash, you said you were all over this one.
That's me. That is all me.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to go Canberra head to head. And thanks to Statmate, Ronaldo, he's on fire. He scored 9 tries in the last 5 games. Holy.
Yes.
So I'm going to put him in as any time, just for one. He scored 2 last week. Makes sense to go for 1. Strange as well, thanks to Statmate, 4 games on a try streak. I think he'll make it 5. Why not? He's so evasive.
Yeah.
So good, man.
And strong.
He'll be
Yeah.
on the Ashes tour for sure.
It has to be. And then I'll chuck in Weeks as well, because he was a bit of a drought, and then he scored on the weekend. Once he gets going, man, he is hard to stop. So I'm going to go anytime with him as well.
All right. And so you're going Ronaldo anytime, Strange anytime, Weeks anytime, and Sharks? Outright?
No.
You're going Raiders.
Raiders head to head.
Raiders head to head. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to
Nice,
regret
mate.
not putting guitar in there somewhere, but
Haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
That's too many steps. This is where you come undone.
I know.
Too many legs.
You got to be in it to win it, Ray. My one on the weekend was dreadful with the Roosters.
Oh.
I'd rather have one that get heaps of legs out than get so close.
Yeah, that was me.
You don't feel connected with it.
Yeah, as soon as one
Yeah,
drops
yeah.
off, I reckon it's
See you
brutal.
later.
I saw someone said on that, you commented it, they said,
How'd they go, guys?
this went well, and you were like, oh, pretty close actually. I was like, mine went real well.
The Roosters grand final premiers looks really
I
good
think
too.
I got 0. Oh, well. You gotta laugh. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
That's
what I
exactly
always
right.
say.
Just own your decision.
Yeah.
All right, Sunday, we see the Bulldogs take on the Panthers. Woodsy, this is all yours.
Yeah, so my would you back it? And look, thanks to our mates at Stat, mate. They've come up with a beauty. Casey McLean is clearly the one stop for the Bulldogs. He's crossed for 10 tries in his past 8 matches. So I've got McLean as an anytime try scorer. I've got my man Paul Alamotti, anytime try scorer. I've got points over 39.5 with Panthers head-to-head. Look, I think this game will be close, but I just think, not sure if Crichton's going to play.
Yeah.
Could it be a bit of smoke and mirrors? But
I didn't mind Tate's shout,
yeah,
putting
but
him into fullback.
the thing is, well, I know what Tate said, but I was just thinking about it. Fullback's the most running, most meters on
True.
the field, so you got to do a lot of running if you're back there. And the injury that he's got is a lower leg injury. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it's a syndesmosis or if it's a Liz Frank. We know that he will get needled up if he can do it, but there's a lot of running involved, a lot of turning at fullback.
And also, like, if they do scrape through,
He won't be able to play.
he won't be able to play the week after. Like, you can't have him running. You need him running minimal. But also, he's been very timid since Origin anyway. I would just be saying, sorry.
Ooh.
And then go, if we get through, we've got an opportunity to have Crichton a bit actually fit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're going to have a red hot crack the Dogs. They're going to throw everything at him in the kitchen sink, and they know Serrato. He knows the style of Panthers. He's been there.
I think the Panthers will expose them.
You reckon? Yeah. You think he's going to be a clinic?
Where do you think they'll put Reed if they're not like he's fresh legs and he's so out of
I'd be starting
sorts
Reed,
with
Marty.
them.
Would you?
But
I'd
they
be
named
starting
him at
17.
17 or something.
I'd bring Bailey Hayward back to the bench.
Yeah, okay.
He missed 16 tackles last week.
Yeah, I think the Panthers will make an example out of
And
him.
you got Moses Leota and Brian Totter. They're just going to go. They're just going to beeline for him.
Has the chopping and changing ruined the Bulldogs season?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the combinations there. You see some players, like you look at, I think Sexton's got to get a lot of credit for the way he's handled it. He looks like he's got a smile on his face still. Reed Marnie doesn't look happy. And for me, I understand they got Galvin. They probably should have got Galvin at the end of the year. It did create a lot of disruption with the group. They talked about they lacked points. I think they're statistically wise, since Galvin's got there, the points have got less. And there's just so much more pressure involved in him.
You made a good point before. Sexton runs so much more direct.
He plays direct, and his kicking game is really good.
And without Sexton, there's no direct running.
Nah.
You know, like you were saying, Galvin's running around, Burton's running around like this. I think like you really miss. You've got Reed, Marty, and Sexton in there in the 9 and 7. You've got a good crack here.
I personally think it's a waste, Sexton going to the Super League.
Oh, such
I
a shame.
cannot believe it.
Yeah.
I think even now, watching what he did in that little bit of an involvement he had the other night, I think a club's got to reach out to him. They have to reach
Someone's
out to him.
got to pick him up.
Who?
He's
Someone
too
needs a
young.
half.
Well, Titans have got rid of over 16 players or something stupid like that. So
Yeah.
would you
They
see
have
him up
moved on
there?
a few, but like just
I wouldn't want to go there if I was him. I would, I would go to England over go to the Titans. If I'm completely honest.
yeah, but just find like someone
He's too
like-
young
like-
to go
like-
to England.
Like a side like Newcastle Knights, couldn't they find like a position for the half there?
Yeah, I
Well,
do feel
Dylan
for him.
Brown's gone across. Who else is there? Jackson Hayes seems to be leaving. So,
Come on.
but who,
I know.
where,
I
and
know
where?
they've just signed Sandon Smith as well. Does the Roosters get him as a backup? Like, oh, come on, like he's good.
Bruce is
enough.
getting to a backup. Then you've got DCE potentially, but allegedly,
He's playing
Sammy
water.
Walker.
He's running the water, isn't
and
he?
then Sexton will just be flanking again.
It's got to be someone out there, Renee.
I
It's like
know.
he can't. It's
Save him!
he looks. It's
Throw a
also,
life
also
raft.
he's grown on me. He looks exactly like Beavers and Butthead
He
put
does.
together.
He's like, I'm no all paying him a fair income. Have a look at that.
He is.
No
Can
comment.
play footy.
Yeah. We have purposely stayed away from the Roosters drama. Obviously, new text messages have come out, or not new text messages.
They're poetic, actually.
The text messages have come out funnily enough, before it's even gone to court, which is happening in our time Thursday.
I think that's why we can't talk about
Exactly.
it because it's a court matter.
Yeah.
I'd be filthy.
But just in case you wanted our opinion on it, you're not going to get it.
We'll
So
have
I'm
to
just
wait till it plays out in the court system.
Yeah, I think it's pretty gnarly by the looks of it with all the text messages. But I mean, you can go and do your own research.
Boys
Follow
just wanted to have a
Chamis
night
or
out.
Mid-season.
Don't do it on text messages,
Oh
you goose.
dear. Well, Radley's been well and truly dragged into it as well
I'd be
too.
filthy.
So that'll play out in the newspapers and of course in the courts in the next couple of weeks. And once we find out exactly what's happened, we can speak to it. But until then, we're steering well clear of it.
I love all the text messages that are put on like the news and it's got alleged text message.
Yeah.
It's like, is it in writing or not? Right? But yeah, we'll wait to see what happens. But yeah, I think it's not looking good.
I think there's a generation learning all about emojis all over again right now.
Let's just let it play out in the media.
They need to
first.
use
Let it
more
play out in
apps
the
for
courts.
disappearing messages, if you ask me.
Suspect.
We'll leave them in the show notes.
I do have to ask if you could write a headline for what's going to happen this weekend. What's your headline going to be?
Not about that.
No. Yeah,
About
moving
football.
on from the alleged court dramas. What's going to be the headline of the weekend? Put you on the spot here.
I'm going to say Bulldogs turmoil as the Raiders bounce back.
Ooh, I like that one.
Would it be? Where almost? Oh, it's something to do with Panthers.
Would be Cleary spoiling.
No, I just
Yeah.
think
Cleary, no bark in these Bulldogs.
Cleary bites the dogs.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like your
Thank
one.
you.
I'm with your ones actually.
Leave the headlines to me,
Yeah.
big guy.
I think it has a Penrith as a whole.
Yeah.
We've all slept on them.
We have slept on them.
Well, they came from last.
That's what I'm saying. And like even last week, against the Warriors, they weren't good. You watch this week.
It's the story of the year would be absolutely amazing, but I just still
You know
don't
what?
want to see it.
Mission possible.
I have not wanted to see it so much. Now I want to see
How's
it.
that? Mission possible.
Mission
like that.
Possible, yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
See, when we let you get on a roll and the brain just
Yeah.
starts ticking over.
I would hate to be playing.
Cleary Unleashed.
Mission possible.
Yeah,
Mission
okay.
Possible.
Mine just gets brushed. That's
With the im crossed out, like
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, you're looking
the
for
Mission
the
Impossible,
actual graphic
but
now.
then crossed out.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Play on. We'll find
Hope it doesn't
out.
bite me back on the bum because the people on social media are going to give it to me.
Oh, no biting the dog. All right. Thank you, boys, for another week.
Thank you.
I cannot wait for this weekend. And then we'll be back for finals week 3 here on Ausmericanaces. NRL, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, talk about it with your mates. Just get listening. Subscribe on our podcast, everything. Watch it.
Do it.
See ya.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.